Hello students, welcome to our channel The Elite Tutorials. My name is Asif and today I'll be teaching you how to solve a variety of questions that we find in the chapter fraction. I have already uploaded one video on this topic earlier and this is going to be the part 2 of the same. So whoever has not yet watched my previous video on this topic, I would suggest them to go watch that first, because I have explained everything about fraction. You will have a very clear concept about this chapter. The link of the same will be given in the description box. So what we are going to have in this video, it's a part 2 of a topic already discussed earlier in my previous video. Addition of mixed fractions, subtraction of mixed fractions, multiplication and division of fractions, and some word problems. You can have a glimpse of my previous video and it goes like this. Here you are. I have explained about its definition, this thing about the shaded part, how do we write the fractions about these figures, and fractions number line, types and kinds of fractions, how to convert mixed fraction into improper and vice versa, what are like and like fractions, and what is equivalent fractions, how do we simplify the fractions having big numbers in the numerator and denominator, comparison between the fraction, and a little bit of exercises done. When we discuss about comparison, we also think of doing orders like in ascending and descending orders. We will have a lot of in that it's 1 hour long, and I have explained every basic and concept, and I had also given some worksheet for the students to do at home as practice and revision. Now we are going to start the part 2. Please stay tuned until the last. It is going to be very much useful for all the students who are studying from 5 to grade 8. Okay, so yes, I have taken a question about addition of mixed fractions. The question is same on the left side and the right side, you can see, and I am going to teach you how to solve this in 2 methods. Whichever you like, you can write in the comment and you can use that in your exams. Okay, so it is 2 whole 1 by 3 plus 3 whole 1 by 4. So generally what we do is we convert this mixed fraction into improper fractions, right? Okay, let's convert this. This is going to be 3 times 2, 6, and 6 plus 1 over here will give me 7, and this denominator will be written as it is. Likewise, it is going to be 13 over 4. Okay, you can easily do this. And now because the denominators are not same, so we are going to find the common denominator. In order to find the common denominator, you know that we have to find out the LCM of these numbers. The LCM of these numbers is going to be 12. So you can do one more thing. You can either write here how to make it 12 by multiplying 4, I guess, yes. And to make it 12, this denominator 12, we have to multiply by 3. So in order to make the whole fraction equivalent, you will multiply the numerator by 3 as well. Okay, so we are going to write their equivalent fractions. It will be at 28 by 12 plus 39 by 12. Why we did that? Just to get their denominators common. Okay, and now it is easy. You will write the common denominator below the line and you will write the numerators and the sign in between. So you are going to get it as 9 plus 8 is 17. So 7, 1 is carried over, 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1 is 6. So this is your improper fraction. You don't leave improper fractions, okay, as your answer. Kindly convert the improper fraction into mixed fraction. That is the way to get the final answer. So it will be 12 times 5, 60, 7 is a remainder, and 12 will be written as a denominator for this fraction, right? So your answer is going to be 5 whole 7 by 12. Now in method 2, okay, it is very interesting. What we can do is, see, before starting this solution, like you to understand how these mixed fraction play a game with us. 2 whole 1 by 3 can be written as 2 plus 1 by 3. I hope everybody knows this, isn't it? Because this is your whole part and this is your fraction part. So whole part plus fraction part makes this a mixed fraction. So we can separate these parts, okay, by using a plus sign in between. But if the mixed fraction is negative mixed fraction. We can still separate with this 2 and 1 by 3, but everywhere we have to use this minus sign. Here we used everywhere positive sign, which we don't write the first number, but here we used negative sign. Okay, so if you understand this, then it is easy for you. Now, as I mentioned that this can be separated, so we will separate 2 whole 1 by 3 as 2 plus 1 by 3. Yes, now you can do it yourself. Just tell me. Yes, it will be 3 plus, yes, 1 by 4. Okay, now this is whole number, this is whole number. These are like terms, right? This is fraction, this is fraction, these are another like term. So generally what we do in simplification process, we put the like terms together. Okay, so we can write this 2 and 3 in one place, that is together, and 1 by 3 and 1 by 4 in one place together. Now, why? Because it helps us, okay, to get the answer fast. Now it is only 1 by 3 and 1 by 4, which is much simpler fractions than earlier. We got it here like 7 by 3 and 13 by 4, right? Now 4 and 3 are again their denominators. So in order to find their common denominator, you know that we have to make it 12, because the LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. You know that, right? So we can make it 12. So in order to make 3 12, we will multiply this by 4, and 1 will also get multiplied by 4. Likewise, I am doing it fast for you. You can understand. Now it is 5 plus, tell me, 4 by 12 plus 3 by 12. So we have this fractions. We can directly do it, right? 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 by 12. And now, as we knew earlier that we can separate the mixed fraction using plus sign in between. So now if we go reverse wise, we see that if the numbers, that is whole number and the fraction, and remember one thing, this fraction needs to be proper fraction. Okay, this needs to be proper. So the proper fraction and a whole number in between, if we have the plus sign, we can simply make it a mixed fraction, writing it like 5 whole 7 by 12. So our answer, finding through method number 1 and finding through method number 2, are the same, and I hope you learned it, right? Okay, let's move to the next. So here I have got some examples for you. I think if I go on explaining everything again for this question, it will be time consuming. So you can do this at home, and if you find any trouble, you can write in the comment box. Otherwise, see, you will be doing like 7 plus 2 by 3 plus 1 plus 5 by 9 plus 4 plus 7 by 12. First of all, you will do this way if you use method number 2. Okay, the method number 2 is useful for the addition of mixed fractions when the numbers are big, like 17 whole 1 by 6, 12 whole 1 by 4. You can have number like 89 whole 3 by 8 kind of stuff. So yes, it will help you a lot if you use method number 2, because if you go on multiplying this 89 by 8 and adding 3, and again the same kind of number will be there in the next mixed fractions, it will be very much time consuming and very bad way, I guess, of solving these kind of questions. Okay, now you will just think that 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12. You can directly write now 12 plus 2 by 3, 5 by 9 and 7 by 12. So you can write 2 by 3 plus 5 by 9 plus 7 by 12. Now you can easily see that 3, 9 and 12 can give you a common denominator if you find their LCM, and their LCM is going to be, okay, so let's find their LCM. The LCM is found in this way: 3 times 1, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4, 3, 4 are co-primes. We don't have anything common in between, so we will find LCM by using this number 3, 3, 4 and getting them multiplied. So it is going to be 36, isn't it? So you have to make this 36. Keep in your mind that when you have to, make 3 36, so you have to multiply this by 12. So again, you will multiply this by 12. In order to make this 936, you will multiply this by 4. 4. Here it is 3. Here it is 3. I hope you understand. So now 12 I have already written. It is going to be 24. Now see, it is going to be 24 by 36. It is going to be 20 by 36. And now this will be written as 21 over 36. It is very simple now. You can see how simple is this. I can reduce it. So yes, you can write 12 and 36 down the line, and on the upper side in the place of numerator you can add them or write simply. So 20, 20, 20, it is 60, and 4 and 1 is 5, so it is 65. Now you see 65 over 36 is itself an improper fraction. It means it can be converted into mixed numbers, right? Or mixed fractions. So we will convert that. Okay, so you can think that 65 is being divided by 36. The quotient is going to be 1 only. So we can write 1, and what is the remainder that we can use in a fraction as a numerator, right? So 65 minus 36, if you subtract, you will get how much? Tell me. Yes, here it is 5 now, 29, right? So 1 plus 29 by 36. Actually, this is equal to 65 over 36. Now this 12 and 1 will give you 13, and this is gonna be 29 over 36. 29 is a prime number. We cannot find anything common with 36, so we cannot simplify this fraction. Generally, if we find this fraction to be simplified, we will simplify that first. Okay, now it will be written together, 13 whole 29 by 36, and this is your answer for this. Now do it yourself. Now it's about subtraction of the mixed fraction. Yes, the same process we will use. Method number 1 will be the same as we used in the addition. Method number 2 will be the same as we used in the subtraction. So now, being very quick, I will just tell you it is going to be if you use method number 1, it is going to be 8 times 6, 48, 48 plus 5, how much? 53. Okay, 53 by 6. Here, yes, 11 by 4. Now 6 and 4, the common factor is 2. So if we go on finding their LCM, it is 12. So you can write here 53 by 6. You have to make it 12. We will multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. You are going to make 4 as 12. Multiply by 3. Multiply by 3 in the numerator as well. So it is going to be 106 over 12 minus 33 over 12. Everybody knows from here onwards what to do. You will subtract 33 from 106. It will be 73. 73 by 12 is an improper fraction. We need to convert this improper into mixed fraction. So you know that actually in my first video I explained everything how to convert. Okay, so quickly I will tell you the trick is you just see how many times this numerator can go if we divide by the denominator. It is 12 times 5 is 60, 12 times 6 is 72, which is very much near, so we cannot go further. Okay, so 6 times gives you 72. And now what you will be doing to get the numerator of the fraction part, you will subtract this number, okay, from the numerator, get the remainder. The remainder is 1, will be written here, and this 12 will be written as denominator of the fraction. Done. So here, using method number 2, as we suggested earlier, it will be 8 plus 5 by 6 minus 2 minus 3 by 4. You remember, I told you that if the mixed fraction is a positive mixed fraction, we can separate them by using plus sign in between. I mean, there is also plus which is not written. Okay, and if the fraction is like here, for example, 3 by 4, I write is a negative fraction in mixed fractions, then you have to separate it using everywhere minus sign. So this is the trick we use. Okay, so I'll place it here. Now you see 8 minus 2 you can put, okay, to be more clear together, then plus 5 by 6 and minus 3 by 4 you can put here. This is going to give you 6 and then plus. Okay, we know that the LCM of this is 12, so we can directly write, okay, when you grow up you have to solve this through some direct methods as well. So the direct method goes like this. You know what the LCM of this 4 and 6 is. It is 12. So we'll write 12 in the denominator part. Okay. Now we will take the first fraction. The rule is just divide this common denominator from the denominator of the first fraction. You get the quotient as 2, because if you divide 12 by 6, okay, you get the quotient 2. Now this 2 needs to be multiplied by the numerator of the fraction. So 2 times 5 will give you 10. Now you can write 10 here. The same way, if you divide this by 4, it is 3. 3 needs to be multiplied by 3 to get you the number over here. Okay, isn't it? So it is going to be 6 plus 1 upon 12. Okay, this is a proper fraction. So we don't need to bother about anything. We will just gel these two parts up together and get our answer. That's it. Now, these questions are for you. Do these questions yourself. Okay? And I hope you can do this. There is a bracket used actually here. You know how to remove the bracket. Remember one thing, whenever we are simplifying any problem like this, we always keep in mind to follow the BODMAS rule. So I have also uploaded one video on BODMAS rule. You can also watch that if you require. So here what is the key we will be using is 6 whole 3 by 4. We will first remove the bracket, isn't it? So it will give you 4 2 by 3 and the minus 1 whole 7 by 12. Now the floor is yours. You can solve this very easily, isn't it? Moving further. Now we have some word problems. See, some of the students find word problems very difficult. I don't know why. The key factor to understand the word problem is to understand the language they use in the question. If you really understand what they ask us to do, you can find them. Because ultimately we have to use all the operations, okay, that we know, means addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, right? So see, of this and this, which is greater and by how much? So there are two questions. It means you have to compare and then you have to find the difference in easy. So as far as the comparison is concerned, you can see that I can write the number, okay, in two places like this, and we can use the sign either this or this, or if they are equal, we can use this. So comparisons are done using these three signs. This is known as greater than. It means wherever the opening mouth is there, the number needs to be greater, and wherever there is a closing, the number needs to be smaller. Okay. So yes, it is very easy now. See, this is your proper fraction, this is a proper fraction. And remember one thing, that the proper fraction is, okay, falling between 0 to 1, isn't it? 0 to 1. So one whole number is there, and this is the plus sign as I told you earlier. So 5 plus something and 3 plus something, which is greater. Imagine, naturally this is greater. So very easy. Now by how much? So we know that if it is greater, then to find the answer by how much, we will subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. And now we subtract, what you will get, you know that, right? It will be 5 whole 2 by 3 means 5 plus 2 by 3 minus 3 by 4. No, see, 5 minus 3 is going to give you 2, and this 2 by 3 and 3 by 4, you just see which is greater. Adding 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 3. So the answer is going to be minus. Remember. And it is going to be 1 upon 12 if you go on finding the answer. Okay. Now 2 minus 1 by 12 cannot be gelled up together because there is a sign of negative in between. We gel up the numbers, okay, together when the sign in between and also the sign of whole numbers are plus, not minus. Okay, then we can do like here. What we have to do then in this scenario, what we do is also a technique actually. Now if we know that there is a sign of minus, we have to find it as plus. So what we will do, I will take 1 out of here and give it to that. So we can write 1 plus 1, that is 2 minus 1 by 2. Now we will do something with this and keep this 1 plus alone. It is going to give you 11 by 12, and now because 1 and 11 by 12 is there you can write 1 whole 11 by 12. That's it. Okay, what should be subtracted from this to get this? You know that. In this kind of question, if you face any difficulties, remember one thing. Replicate this question with easy numbers. Like if you can rewrite this question as what should be subtracted from 7 to get 3, for example. So what will be your answer? What should be subtracted from 7, okay, to get 3? So you get the answer by using these two numbers with this operation minus, right? And you get the answer. This is going to be your answer. So what I have replaced these numbers to this is I used this as 7 to get our answer easy, and I replaced this by. So when we got the answer by subtracting this number from this number, we will do the same here. Okay, so our answer is going to be what? It will be 5, 1 by 6 minus 12, 11 by 18, and this is going to be your answer. You just solve it further. Okay, solve it further to get the final answer. To get the final answer, my writing is not good, you can understand. Okay, very easy. Okay, we have another question from the word problem. As Priya is baking a cake for which she requires 3/4 cup of sugar and nuts. If she has 2/5 cup of this mixture, how much more does she need? Yes, think you can do it, right? Priya is baking a cake for which she requires 3/4 cup of sugar and nuts. If she has 2/5 cup of this mixture. What mixture? Yes, sugar and nuts. Okay. How much more she needs? It means she needs only 3/4 and she has 2/5. How much more she needs? We have to subtract this from this. You will get the answer, right? Now you can see that 5 and 4 can give you LCM 20. So you will convert these fractions into equivalent fractions, making the denominators common as 20. So we have done like this. It will give you 5 times 4, 2 times 8. It is 15 by 20 minus 8 by 20. The answer is going to be 7 by 20, isn't it? 7 by 20 cups. Okay, how much more? This cup of mixture. She needs more. She needs more. Okay, or Priya needs more. Let's see what others. Yes. Now it's a multiplying fractions. Okay, so when we have problems with multiplication, we will have variety of numbers. Like you will have one fraction. Okay, see here, you have one fraction multiplied by one whole number. One whole number, like here, and the fraction could be any kind, like proper fraction, improper fraction, or mixed fractions. Mixed fractions are also known as mixed numbers. I hope you know this. Now you can have the fraction multiplied by fraction, isn't it? Fractions could be of any kind. Mixed fraction multiplied by a fraction that is proper, or mixed fraction multiplied by mixed fraction. No matter what, okay, the process is about knowing how the numerators and denominators of the fraction work. Okay, if you know, then you can find their answers. Okay, so let's delete all this that I have written here, and then we will solve these questions. Okay, now see, the very first question is 2/11 multiplied by 4. So what will be the answer? See, this whole number 4 can be treated as a fraction 4/1. So every whole number has a denominator that is not written, that is actually 1. So if you write 2/11 multiplied by 4 by 1, it won't be any problem. Now the rule is that you will multiply the numerator to the numerator of the next fraction and denominator of the fractions. Okay, so you get 2 times 4, that is 8, and 11 times 1, that is 11. So if you follow the same rule here, 2 times 3 will give you 6, and 5 times 4 will give you 20. So this could be your answer, but remember, if there is any possibility of simplifying the fraction, you will simplify that. Okay, now 6 and 20 are even numbers, So we can cancel them out by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 10 is 20. Now 3 by 10 is the simplest form of this fraction. Okay, or reduced form of this fraction you can call. So likewise you can see, and we could have done this in another way. Okay, for example, here we have the fractions 8 upon 11 multiplied by 33 upon 40. So general rule is you will multiply these two numerators and you will multiply these two numerators. See, if you use all the time this method, it will not be easy for you actually. So to make your work easier, you have to see if we have any common factors between the numerators and the denominators. Okay, so you can pick this numerator and any of the denominators to check whether there is any common factor. So I can see that 8 and 40 has common factor, that is 8 itself. So we will cancel this 8 by dividing 8. Okay, so the 8 times 1 is 8 and 8 times 5 is 40. So now this 8 by 40 will be equal to 1 by 5. Likewise, this 11 and this 30 will give you 11 times 1 here, 11 times 3 there. Now, the fractions are 1 upon 1 multiplied by 3 upon 5. So 1 into 3 will give you 3 and 5 into 1 will give you 5. So this is the easiest way, right, to find that. So you will also use this if the numbers are many. It is not only that you will be given questions with two fractions, there may be more than 4 or 5 fractions altogether. Okay, combining them all, you can find questions like that. For example, if you have questions like this, there you can see 4 fractions getting multiplied. Okay, so what will you do? Will you multiply this to this, get the product, you will multiply again the product to this and get another product and again to this? It means it will be very long number. Okay, so we don't do that everywhere. We just see that if we can find anything common between any of the numerators with any of the denominators. Okay, now see, it is 2 by 5 multiplied by 3 by 4 can be rewritten as 2 over 5 multiplied by 3 by 5. So this can take this place, or this can be exchanged with this place, this can be changed with this place, this can be changed with this place. Makes no difference at all. So if you understood, then now see, 2 and 4 can be cancelled with 2 being common. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Clear? Now you will see that 2 times 1 here, we will write the quotient here. Okay, so 2 times 4. The quotient is 4. Quotient is written if you divide any number from the common factors. Now 4 here and 40 here can be cancelled. 4 times 1 and 4 times 3, right? 4 is the common factor of 4 and 4. 11 times 1, 11 times 3. 11 is the common factor of 11 here and the 33 over there. Now you will check where are the numbers. Okay, this is 5 here. Do we have any number on the numerator side that can have common factor of 5 or 10? I don't think so. Okay, we have the number 3 left out here, 3 here. Ignore 1 because if you multiply any number by 1, it is the same, right? So it is 3. 3 times 3 will give you 9 and this 5 times 10 will give you 50. So for a question like this, the answer will be like this. Okay, so I think you can solve other questions. I can solve this question for you. In this kind of a question or this kind of a question, you know what to do. The very first step is to convert the mixed number into improper fraction. We need the numbers to be in fraction, whether proper, improper, okay? Because we don't directly multiply the mixed fractions with any, like here, okay? So we will convert this. So after converting, you will get 21 upon 5. You know that how you get it, and this will be 3 upon 7. Now you know how to do this. You are not going to multiply the numerators and denominators and then get the equivalent fraction. Okay, like here we did. So being smart, you will see if there is anything common between the numerators and denominator. Yes, we have 7 times 1 and 7 times 3. Now 3 on the top, 5 on the bottom. We don't have anything common, so now we will multiply 3 times 3. It will give us 9 and this will be 5. This is an improper fraction. Improper fraction will always be changed or converted into mixed number as your final answer. So it is going to be 5 times 1, 5, 9 minus 5 is 4, 4 I will write there. I hope this question or any question if I have left like this question can be easily solved by you. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So next slide is based on simplification. So what happens actually here is, as I told you earlier, okay, that if you are given multiplication with more than 2 or 3 kind of fractions, you can solve them all. So yes, you can take any example to solve this. You can see here, for example, here, see 15 and 45 has common factor of 15. So 15 times 1, 15 times 3. You should remember the table as well, okay? If you don't know the table of 15, at least you know what is the divisibility rule of 5, okay? Or likewise 4 or 3. So you can start with that. So many students can make it like 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 9 is 45. Again, he will be doing 3 times 1, 3 times 3. So you can take the greatest common factor actually to cancel. That is good idea to have. Okay. So I have written 1 upon 3 now. Here 14 and 56. Directly if you go 14 times 4 is 56. If you don't know, then what you will be doing? You will start with 2. You can see that this is an even number, this is also an even number, so 2 is actually the divisor, the least divisor. Okay, so 2 times 28 and 2 times 7. Now everybody knows the table of 7, so 7 times 4. Finally you will get 1 upon 4 here. Now this is 24 and this is 3 and this is here 4 as well, so we can cancel this 24 either by 3 or by 4. Okay, let's start with 4. So 4 times 6 is what? 24. And now 3 is here. So 3 times 1, 3 times 2. Now you see what are the numbers there on the top? 1, 1, 2. And here 1, 1, 50. So 2 and 50 can further be cancelled out. So it will be 2 times 1, 2 times 25. Now you see there is 1 into 1 into 1 that will give you 1. 25 into 1 into 1 that will give you 25. So like this we get the answer, and there is no need to tell you how you will solve this question. Okay, the hint I can give, the hint is convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. Okay, and then proceed. Okay, you will get the answer for sure. Okay, the next is dividing fractions. So when it comes division for fractions, remember one thing, because we know that our task is very easy when we multiply the fractions, right? So division and multiplication is reciprocal to each other. So if we can convert this division sign into multiplication sign, there will be an effect to this number that is just next to the division sign. What will happen? We have to write the reciprocal of that number. It means you can generally think of flipping it over, because we knew that 4 is not only 4, we can write it like 4 over 1. So if you flip it, it means this will go on the top and this will come on the bottom, so it will become 1 upon 4. So this is the inverse. Actually, this is also known as inverse of 4. So inverse of 4 is 1 over 4. So we have to inverse because we have changed the sign of division into multiplication. Every time we have to do that. Okay. But also remember, this will apply only to that very next number. Okay. Yes. So now it is 2, it is 4, 2 times 1, 2 times 2, and now it is 1 over 6. Very easy. Here also you can do the same. 4 times, yeah, tell me, 3 over 2. If you don't want to write 4 over 1, it is okay, because 4 needs to be considered as a numerator of this whole number. Okay, because whole number can also be said as whole fraction. Okay, whole number can also be said as whole fraction, because see, 4 over 1 is a fraction. But what kind of fraction? The denominator is 1. When the denominator is for a number, that can be named as whole fraction, which generally is not written in the book. Okay, so you see again 2 times 2, and then 6 over 1 can further be written as 6. I hope you can do this. Okay, this anybody can do now. After the hints given in my previous slide, you can see what you have to do, right? Yes, you are right. You have to convert these fractions, mixed fraction, into improper fraction. Okay, and now you will do this. So which one you want me to solve? Okay, let's suppose this one. Okay, so 3 by 4, the very first number of fraction before the sign of division will be written as it is. Remember one thing, the number or the fraction before the sign of division will be written as it is, and the moment we change the sign of division into multiplication, the effect is imminent on this very fraction. Okay, so what is the effect? It gets reversed or inversed actually. Okay, so you have to use the exchange of position. So what is the change? The change is it has to be written in the inverse form. Okay, so inverse means the position of these numbers will change or exchange. Okay, so it will be written as 8 over 1. Now 3 over 4, 8 over 1, 4 and 8 has the common factor of 4. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, this is going to be 6. Again, your answer is 6 over here. So I hope this question, and this question, you have to do it. You have to do them. Okay, so let's move to the next. Again, see here, whenever the word simplification or simplify is there, we will always remember one thing that is known as BODMAS rule. And BODMAS rule tells us that very first thing you have to do is do the jobs of the brackets, then of, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. Okay, if you face any kind of problem solving the questions based on BODMAS rule, I have already uploaded one video on this topic as well. You can go and watch. Okay, I can give the description, link of the same will be given in the description here. Yes, now you know actually what to do when it comes to simplification. The very first step is to convert these mixed fraction into improper fraction. So it is going to be 17 over 5. Now you please don't ask me how. Okay, it is going to be 23 over 10. It is going to be 7 over 5. I may be wrong. You have to tell me in the comment box wherever you find me wrong. Okay, now we have this division sign and we have this addition sign. Okay, so addition and division means what? Okay, so we have to check in BODMAS rule that which operation needs to be prioritized. Okay, so division needs to be prioritized. We will do that. It means we have to work on these fractions first. Okay, 17 by 5 multiplied by 10 by 23. As I told you, whenever we have division sign, we have to convert, okay, into multiplication, and along with that we have to write the numbers fraction as inverse of. Okay, see here, now first we will do this because after division it is multiplication operation that will be given priority, okay, over this addition. Now do this. 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 17, 23 or 23 or 2 has no any common factor. So what we can do is we will multiply these two numerators. That will give us 34 and this will give us 23, and then this is going to be 7 over 5. I will keep this somewhere else, maybe here. Okay, you see both the fractions are improper fractions, so we can easily convert them into mixed fractions, and mixed fraction will be 1 whole, how much? 11 upon 23. So being a little smart, what I will be doing is using this plus sign in between. Okay, here also it is going to give you 1 whole 2 over 5, and now you being smart, you have to do this sign in between. And 7 by 5 will give you the mixed number as 1 whole 2 over 5, and now as you are smart enough, you will use this plus sign in between. Okay, so 1 from here, 1 from here will give you 2 plus 11 by 23 plus 2 by 5. So it is some kind of thing that you have to find out what is going to be the common denominator of 23 and 25. It is nothing but you have to multiply both of them to get the LCM, because these numbers have no any common factor. Okay, so 5, and here you will multiply by 23 and 23 downwards. Yes, now see what you are going to get. You are going to get 2 plus 11 5s are 55. 55 by, I think, 115, and this is going to be 46 upon 115. So 2 plus this you can add. 2 plus 6 and 5 is 11, 4 and 5 is 9, and then 1 from there, it is 110 by 115. This is a proper fraction, so you can put them together without using the sign of addition. Okay, so your final answer is, I hope you can solve it. Now for this, I can give you the hint. Actually, you will convert it into improper fraction like 9 by 8. Sorry. Now the hint for this question is convert these mixed fractions into improper fractions. Okay, and now change this sign of division into multiplication, so you will get all the fractions, okay, with multiplication sign in between. You will have one fraction here, one fraction here, one fraction here, okay, and all the fractions are improper fraction. So hint is convert, okay, into improper fraction, and rest is very easy for you. Like you can see here, 9 by 8 multiplied by, if I am going one step ahead, it is going to be 4 to the 8 plus 1 is 9 by 4, and after changing the division into multiplication, it will give you 4 upon 9. Understood? This is going to be 13 over 3, and we will write 13 over 3. And now it is very easy to solve. Okay, let's see what is there in the next page. This sign of is considered to be a sign of multiplication. So here you will be doing this first, and then simultaneously you can convert this and write the improper fraction here. So 5 times 1 is 5 and 3 is 8, 8 over 4. In the next step we will change this sign. Okay, in the next step we will change the sign of division here and write the next fraction as inverse of the same. Okay, so these are the process. And from here onwards, I don't need to tell you. Now, if you see this question, this must be appearing a little bit difficult for you. But you remember, we know that a fraction has one numerator and one denominator, right? Numerator is also a number, denominator is also a number. This numerator can further be a fraction. Okay, like you can have a numerator number 1 and denominator number 1. That is one kind of a fraction. And here it could be in this form of numerator number 2 and denominator number 2. That means a kind of second fraction. Okay, so you have to consider this whole that is on the top of this dividing line. You have to consider this as a numerator, and this whole you have to consider this as a denominator. Okay, and now you can find the solution of this. You will naturally get one fraction from this if you solve, and you will also get one fraction over here. Now what will happen? You will get the solution into this format. Okay, now this can be rewritten as n1 by d1. Okay, that is the first fraction, and this is a dividing line, you know that, right? So we can use this division sign here, and this is the numerator 2 and denominator 2. I mean, whatever fraction we will get from here, that you have to use here. Whatever fraction you will get from the numerator, you will use that here. And now you know what to do. This will be written like, you will change this sign into multiplication, and you will write d2 over n2, and rest is something that you know very well. Okay, so please do this. So please do it yourself. That you can do. So for you guys, I have collected some questions from ICSE board grade 6. So for you, I have collected some questions from grade 6 ICSE board maths books, and you can see here it is just to simplify. So whenever, as I told you earlier, whenever simplification process is done, we have to remember one thing in our mind, that is board mass rule. And whenever we solve, we will always write board mass somewhere else, just to keep us reminded that what is the action or job or operations we have to prioritize. Okay, now brackets are there, we will see. Yes, so we will do the first job for this bracket, isn't it? So let's start. You are going to solve. So let's see how it goes. If you solve this fractions, addition of this fraction within the bracket, you will get 5/6. I can do it directly. You can take one more steps. Okay. So, and the moment I got this 5/6, we can easily remove the bracket, isn't it? Now, this is your division sign. So simultaneously, I am doing the job of division as well. We will convert this division into multiplication, and we will write the inverse of this improper fraction. I mean, it is now a mixed number, but we will get an improper fraction. So think, what is the improper fraction going to be? This will give you 6 ones are 6, 5, 11 by 6. Now think, if it is 11/6 and you have to write the inverse of this, it is going to be 6/11, isn't it? And now this multiplication sign will be written with this 11, and this with minus, you can change it 3 times. 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7/2. So after this division, I see that multiplication signs are there in this question. So we will finish this job. Then 6 and 6, okay, can be cancelled from the numerator and denominator. And there is 11 as a whole number. As I told you, if it is a whole number, it means 1 is there as a denominator. So even if you don't show it, okay, you can simply cancel one whole number from the denominator of the fraction if there is multiplication sign in between. Okay, you can write the quotient here. 6 ones are 6, 6 ones are 6, and then 11 ones are 11, 11 ones are 11. Now from this whole, you will see that 5 is there on the numerator side and nothing is there in the denominator side. Nothing means 1 is there, but if you multiply 1 to 1, it gives you 1, right? And in the denominator, if there is 1, you can ignore that and write the whole number only. So okay, we are going to write it 5 only, isn't it? Because you will get 5/1, but there is no need to use 5/1, because you will get it as 5/1, but there is no need to write the denominator. Okay, so we will write 5 minus 7/2. So if you go to solve it directly, you will see that it is going to give you 3/2, which can further be rewritten in the form of mixed fraction, that is 1 whole 1/2. Okay, how we got this to this, it is already explained in my first video. That is why I suggest all of you to go and watch my first video first. Okay, so here we have another question, and this looks big because here we can see two kinds of brackets. Okay, this is your curly brackets and this is your round brackets. So even if there are more than one brackets, we prioritize the brackets. Okay, so innermost bracket, okay, innermost bracket, okay, will be done first. I mean, whatever operations is required or simplification is required with the numbers of fractions within the innermost bracket. So innermost bracket is this bracket, round bracket. So we will finish the job over here first and then we will move further, isn't it? So for solving, you will see that we will start writing things until we reach this innermost bracket. Okay, everything will be written as it is. There is no issue at all. Okay, now you see this is going to give you 1 whole 1/3, which is actually 3 ones are 3 plus 1 is 4, 4/3. So we can write 4/3 and we can remove the innermost bracket, that is the round bracket here, because now we got the solution of everything that was there inside the bracket. We can remove, right? Now there is only one kind of a bracket. Okay, so again we have to think of doing jobs within this bracket. So until here we will write everything as it is. So we are going to write 1 plus 1 divided by, okay, and inside that, if it takes more than one steps, no problem, we will do that, because this division needs to be changed into multiplication and this 4/3 needs to be written as 3/4. Okay, so now you can see here that still we have the bracket left. So we will finish the job. Okay. Now this is going to be written like this: 1 plus 1 divided by. Still we have something to be done inside the bracket. We will do that. 1 plus 3 by 4. Okay. Now we can see that this bracket can be removed. Writing the single fraction from this addition, it will give you 7 over 4. Now there is a sign of division. Okay. So in board mass, after the brackets, if there is any off sign, we will do that, and if there is any division, we will do that. Then multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. Okay. So division is there, so we will finish that job first. So it will change its sign, and it will also reverse the fraction next to that. Okay. So 1 into 4 by 7 is 4 by 7. So you can write 1 plus 4 by 7. And now you know what it is going to give you. By the way, it is going to give you the same 11 by 7. Again, you will write into the mixed fraction. It will give B 1 over 4 by 7. We knew earlier that whenever we find a whole number plus a proper fraction, we can combine them and write as a mixed number. So this is your answer. Very easy. Again, some questions from the same book of ICSE grade 6. You can see the type of questions actually they ask in this chapter. So what fraction of 1 kg is 650 gram? See, the unit is kg here, the unit is gram here. First of all, you have to change either of the unit into the same. Okay. So 1 kg can be converted into or written into gram, that will be 1000 gram. So the fraction is 650 gram out of this. So answer will be 650 over 1000. And now you can cancel. Okay, 13 times 20, the answer is going to be 13 over 20. So 13 over 20 is the answer for this question. Okay, find the value of this of 1 minute 15 seconds in seconds. Okay, so first of all, you will convert this into improper fraction. This will give you 5 over 3. So 5 over 3 off means multiplication of the number. Okay, 1 minute, this seconds into second. So we will convert this 1 minute into second and add with these seconds to get our full time in the second. So 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds, right? So 60 seconds and 15 seconds. So you will add that 15 seconds as well to get your full time in your seconds. So 5 by 3 of 75 seconds is equal to of, as I told you, that it will be treated as multiplication sign. It is going to be 25 if you divide 75 by 3. Okay, and now 25 times 5 is 125, and because they are asking about how many seconds, the answer will be written with the unit. What is the cost of a dress? If 8 over 9 of the cost of the dress equals to this. Okay, so suppose your cost of the dress is any amount, like suppose X rupees X or dollar X. Here we are dealing with rupees, so we can consider that, okay, as rupees X. So off, you can see, okay. So otherwise you can think that if 8 by 9 of the cost is equal to rupees 2,400. So what is the cost? Means you are keeping the cost over here, cost of the dress, okay. It is an equation. Treat this as an equation where on the left hand side the numbers are like 8 by 9 into cost of the dress, and on the right side it is 2,004. If we want to keep this here, we have to transpose this to the right hand side, and in order to this getting transposed, it also is written that side the inverse of the same. Okay, so we will find this as 2,400 multiplied by 9 over 8. Okay, so this is going to be 300 if you divide this, and 9 times 3 is 27. This, and the answer needs to be written in rupees. This is your answer. Enough has been taught to you, and now based on whatever you have learned, I am sure you can solve these questions as well. So first you try your level best, get the answer. If you can't, then you can ask me in the comment box. So that's it for this chapter. See you with another chapter in my next video. Till then, keep learning. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And thank you for watching.